Good evening, Randomania. Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. We are bringing you Group 3 of the Lich's Low Limit Table event. Tonight we got DVS versus Jonathan Yoshi versus Neon Gray versus Sir Linkalot. Joining me in the booth is Magus. Magus, how are you tonight?
How's everything, Dwight? We've got an interesting group here. I know DVS, could have provided commentary with Jonathan Yoshi, one of our best trackers. Sir Linkalot, I know personally from A Link to the Past, one of my original co-op partners for that one, and is a huge Final Fantasy fan on that one. And Neon Gray's also been doing well as well. So this is going to be an interesting one.
How are you feeling about this party composition that our runners have here?
Let's see, 3 of them going for black belt, or, going for the guarantee that they can finish, and Jonathan Yoshi going with double thief, fighter red mage. I think this is going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be an interesting one on that one.
Absolutely, I'm very interested in keeping a nice eye on Jonathan Yoshi's side. Double thief fighter red mage, 3 melee. That is interesting for sure.
I mean, none of them are taking a white mage. Surprisingly, if I am reading this correctly, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and looks like these runners are on their way. We're going to get a quick look at the opening magic in just a moment here.
Let's see, anything crazy? Nothing good in white magic and black magic. Zap and Brack.
Invis 2 is extremely good for the later stages of the game, so that's always nice to have in our thing. And Zap at level 1, I'm a huge fan of Zap at level 1. It's no nuke, but it'll get the job done.
And looks like DVS is opting to actually change the party around. Probably wants to pick up the... Yeah, I can see exactly why they're doing it. Not trusting the thing with the opening spells, so quickly changing on that one to give themselves the rainbow.
I like that reroll. They didn't like the spells at level 1, so they want to make sure that they're not going to be locked out of any of the later spells.
Most definitely, most definitely.
I did not get a good look at the item shop, but it looks like someone bought an iron staff as well.
I know a few of them were lower on the blurst, totem pole, but still.
Let's see what Jonathan Yoshi seems is going to give us our first look at that chest there. Finds a heal helm -5. What's that -5 mean, Magus?
That's part of our, what we like to call blurst. Blessed/cursed. Basically, you can have up to a +5 or -5 on equipment, both weapons and armor. I know weapons, it increases damage and hit. Armor, God, I know it increases the up to 5 increase on the absorb, or, down to -5 on that one. And I forget if it also hits evade or not. I think it does, but I'm not positive on the exact numbers right now.
It does affect evade as well, and also for chest pieces, it's +2. Ooh, the key and the herb. That is a fantastic start. That means Jonathan Yoshi is going to walk right down here, and he's going to be able to open some more chests to get some more treasure. Find some gear to gear up his melees.
Makes you wish they had warp. And that's because of if you warp, because of the way the game actually works on things, it will warp you back to Temple of Fiends immediately, because that was the last location you went to. And ooh, a Dragon Sword +5.
That Dragon Sword +5 is gonna be looking real nice in that fighter.
Very true.
Neon Gray is trying to battle some imps here to try to get a couple levels, maybe. try to zap some imps, get some charges.
And ooh, iron armor 3. Not the best, but it is some decent armor. As I know it's actually used in the vanilla speedrun, or at least when you're manipulating everything. Also, was that houses for under 1,000?
Yeah, that's super nice. A lot of these runners have taken spell-heavy parties, so seeing houses so cheap is going to be excellent for exploration purposes. Looks like we got warp at level 2 magic on Sir Linkalot's side down there. That's definitely going to be a nice boon to our runners.
Also, heal 3 was at level 2.
Ooh, heal 3 is a powerful white magic spell, one of my personal favorites. Ooh, wall as well at level 2. Level 2 wall means you might be able to dive Temple of Fiends without a ribbon.
Agreed. And with that black belt, with all the runners that have black belts, who needs a ribbon when you can just grind to 32?
Right you are. The MDef growth on the black belt is really nice, so...
I am always a fan of at least trying the black belt strats out, knowing the basics of that one, because no matter what your skill level, you have the way to beat a seed. Even if it'll take you 5 hours, you have the way to beat a seed with a black belt.
Yeah, but it looks like Sir Linkalot is actually, he's bonking these pirates in the head. He might have skipped on Zap, it looks like, in favor of Brack.
More than likely, as Brack does help later on, and we got a bottle. I guess they're stopping I guess they're taking the bottle away from Binky because he needs to stop, drinking that ale.
Yep, good to take that bottle away from Binky. Not going to help us in the early game, but once we find the airship and get access to Gaia, because there's no town shuffle tonight, we will be able to turn that in for an additional key item.
Very true.
And I imagine with Herb in hand that we're going to see these runners kind of hold hands a little bit as the early game starts. We're going to, go check those Elflin chests. You might see Sir Linkalot here. He might deviate a little bit. He might go pop over a visit to Matoya. Ooh, the Kyogres have crack. The seas could be dangerous.
True. Looks like Sir Linkalot is going to go check Matoya, while DPS is finally over at Provoca. Dr. Yoshi just took down their pirates, I believe, or is that the sea? Oh, just took out the pirates. So let's see what Matoya's got. While Nyagwe just got through Binky. And nothing much to write home about.
Yep, nothing much to write home about, but now he knows at least that the Matoya chest, because right now Sir Linkalot, he's looking for the canal. He's assuming that the herb is not going to turn into the canoe, and that he's going to need the canal. So he's going to go up here, and he's going to open all these dwarf caves. Ooh, Sir Linkalot resets there. It might be a slight mental error, the fact that he has the key, and he can actually open all the boxes in the dwarf cave.
Probably not doing that, because if An's anything good, would have to walk it back out and Fire 3 and Quad X at level 3 Black Magic, as well as Ice 2. I believe all those are Red Mage learnable. I know at least the first slot is probably learnable. And Life slot 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is slot 2 White Mage locked? Or at least...
It is. He will not be able to get level 3 slot 2 there with that Red Mage. So he's going to have to hope that Life 2 lands in a spot where he can cast it.
And Lit 3 and Bane for the 2 major black magic spells. Let's see. Jennifer Yoshi checking the chest there. I did not see if... Ooh, we found our vendor item.
DVS is actually going to give us a quick look at the key-locked dwarves chests. Aegis +3 in the dwarf cave too. That's gonna be real nice to anybody who brought a fighter.
Also, fun fact: the prince gave you the crown off of his head.
Ooh, coral +5. Pretty good. Jonathan Yoshi with his thieves is going to be real happy about that coral +5 because coral is one of the best swords that the thief can use.
I mean, with everything we've seen so far, it's going to be an interesting way, for our runners tonight.
Yeah, with that rod being for sale too, an early earth dive is probably on the table as soon as we find this canal. But if that canal is not in Northwest Castle, we got us to dive to Marsh.
Very true. Very, very true. Wait, I just remembered. No one's checked the Temple of Fiends chest.
Oh, you're right, Magus. I didn't even think about that. It could be in key-locked Temple of Fiends.
And because of the way that the low limit, the Lich's low limit works, there won't be no loose items except for the canal, if I recall correctly. So they will, all of our runners know that they won't have to go searching for items once they find the canal. So, that'll at least help them out.
Exactly, and that's why I think these flags have been so interesting for these runners and so fun as a participant in the event as well. It's just like a rush to find that loose at the beginning, and you might have to go to Marsh, and then after that you're in what we call no mode, which means all your incentive locations and where your progression is going to be eventually. So it's awesome to see the routing and stuff.
I know personally for me, I personally want to see some of the older flags, taking advantage of at some point. Give me the ability to buy the ship, buy the canal, buy the canoe. I think that was once possible. Could be wrong there, but, just give me the opportunity to have some fun. And I think our runners are going to enjoy that the most tonight. Looks like Jonathan Yoshi is going to go up and dock and check dwarves. I know they checked it already, right?
I don't think I think DVS went to the dwarf cave. I do not see Jonathan Yoshi go to the dwarf cave.
Oh, we can completely miss Fog 2 and Expert at level 4. Although those were the first two spell slots, so I'm not positive if they were available for Red Mage or not.
Jonathan Yoshi might have forgotten that he has the key as well because he reset out of the 2 chests in Dwarf Cave.
I know they are a little bit on a newer runner, but still, where do we pick up a Pro Ring 5?
I believe the Pro Ring 5 was in Elfland Castle. And Sir Linkalot is going to give us our first look at what the kindly old king has, and he has the chime.
So we have, let's see, Marsh Cave and Locked Temple of Fiends left. Jonathan Yoshi also picking up their chime.
Oh no, Sir Linkalot is not going in to check the chests in Northwest Castle. Oh, maybe he's saving. Oh, he's saving. Oh, good job. Oh, that's smart. Saving is smart because he wants to check the trap tiles. That's very smart.
True. And forgetting we don't have a guillotine yet. Let's see what we have. A heal pot, 23 gold, and 500 chains.
Wyverns, not what you want to see, but...
And they are one-shotting too. Mummies, I think Harm 4 was available.
They have Fire 3. They could take a couple of those if they felt like they needed some levels before, because we either have Marsh Cave or the key-locked Temple of Fiends chests. Magus, what are you doing? Are you going to Marsh first? Or are you gonna go check those key lock chests first?
First and foremost, with cheap houses, I'm gonna house and take 1 to 2 of those acts. Like I'm gonna literally use a couple of spell charges if I've got, like a complete, one set of spell charges on those mummies. So that way I get a bit of extra cash before heading to Marsh. This way I'm guaranteed to make it out of Marsh.
Jonathan Yoshi says he's going to Marsh first. He's not checking the key locks anywhere. He's just going right to Marsh.
I think, honestly, whenever we get the TNT or the animated, Yoshi will probably check the rest of dwarves. It looks like Sir Linkalot is checking dwarves as well before going to Marsh.
Yep.
And let's see, DVS picking up their time. Let's see what they decide to do as far as the... Ooh, looks like they are actually taking that idea.
I don't think they have any charges for Fire 3 or Harm 4 yet, so that might be a comeback.
Yeah, that's more of a... Definitely come back on that one. That is 100% on that one.
Since I'm a little bit of a crueler commentator, I'm gonna hope that the canal is not in Marsh, and that it is one of the key-locked Temple of Fiends chests.
Dwight, I think everybody's rooting for that one. I mean, if they didn't have the key, we'd all probably hope get the key in one of those locations and then have to come back for Locked Marsh, but they have the key, sadly.
Ooh, I did think, I was gonna say, I was like, is Linkalot gonna go check him? Because he was just in Canaria, so I was hoping that he was gonna pop over. Neon Gray, they're going to that room, and they want some mummies.
I think, nope, running away on that one. I mean, although the mummies may not seem like, the best option, it's worth, just taking just a couple of those fights. Once you got the levels, to just give yourself that little bit of a cushion. You have, at least for 2 of our runners, they have black belts, so it's worth it. Yeah, you got a little bit of a cushion there. You can just decide later on whether or not you're going to actually go for it or not. Just, it would work out. But again...
At this stage in the run, those whiz mummies are actually worth quite a bit. So, worth noting, I was curious, maybe one of the runners should zap the mummies, because I think, can you zap those mummies, Magus? I think you can. I think you can zap anything.
You can zap anything. Whether or not it works is the question. Although, they do have access to Quad X and Brack. Not sure if Brack works on mummies or not, but they can always go out of Quad X and see if they have under 300 HP.
DVS doing a veteran move, burning off some encounters before he dips into Marsh Cave, trying to get that, take advantage of that hero run to get as far as he can before he takes an encounter.
Also, another Pro Ring 5 on Jonathan Yoshi's side in Marsh. That's actually going to be very nice.
Right you are. That's 13 absorb from your glove. That is really good. Ooh, this is a tile you don't want to see early, but Jonathan Yoshi able to get away.
Hey Dwight, look where Neon Gray is after this battle. I think you'll actually enjoy it.
Oh, Neon, they're going to check the key locked. I like this. Let's reward them.
Sadly, it won't be because Jonathan Yoshi just found the canal in Keylocked Marsh, but Neon Gray found a good grind tile and some zombies.
Yeah, at this stage in the game, don't need to do a pop grind. Could just grind on some zombies.
I mean, I'd go to maybe level, level 7 right now? Ooh, Zombo and Troll pack. You would say, let's see, ineffective to zap.
Did Jonathan Yoshi check the key lock chests, or no?
Canal was in the key lock chests.
Oh, gotcha. Ooh, Sir Linkalot picks up a Mazmoon -2 in Marsh. Marsh is loaded this seed.
I didn't see if Jeffrey actually picked that up or not, but... Ooh! Both have damaged poison.
I don't think Jonathan Yoshi saw that.
Probably got Sir Lick-a-Lot having to reset out. However, since they know where the Massa is, they'll probably pick up the Massa and then immediately check the rest of the chests.
I agree. You're going to see Sir Link-a-Lot probably go back down, because even at -2, that Mazamoon is still, unless Xcal or Vorpal rolled +5, it's still going to be by far the best in the game.
Not just that, but I believe they also took a black belt. It's hard to see if it's custom sprites, but having a black belt, just throw a Massa on there and that'll cover you for the punching power for a while.
Absolutely, it'll give that black belt something to do until 32 rolls around.
Also, Cyrinus in chat. I'm assuming if I'm reading this right about finding the canal, that one about leaving. So I'm assuming Jonathan Yoshi did leave immediately after finding the canal. So I don't think they have Massa.
Yep, that's sometimes the trouble with warp or exit, and I'm the same way. I will grab that canal box and I'll just leave because I don't want to be there anymore.
I mean, it's the dungeon that shall remain nameless.
Sir Link-a-Lot picking up the second Pro Rank 5. That makes sense.
Probably will be picking up the Massa here, and then keep looking for the canal and immediately warp out afterwards.
We have gold bracelets +3 for sale for 11,000 gold. That's a little too. It's gonna price us out for a little bit, but still pretty good. Pro Rank +5s were cheap though, around 2,900 gold.
Ooh, and that is actually a decent grind. Asaria's in Marsh.
That is a really good grind tile. If they rolled squishy, you might be able to fight these and get some, but unfortunately, ooh, we got some rock goals in Earth 1.
I mean, oh, rock goals having cremate. Wouldn't that make them made of magma?
Yeah, some lava goals. Lava goals.
That just reminds me of an old school Yu-Gi-Oh card. Wow, I feel old now.
You are aware we are watching a game that came out in 1987.
Yeah, 2 years after I was born. Still saying it does make me feel old.
Alright, DBS finds the Saria tile as well, and he has decided to take him down. Meanwhile, Neon Gray has exhausted all other resources and now realizes that they have to go to Marsh.
Very true. Ouch, the black belt going down. And also sort of like a lot making sure to get out of there with that. And ooh, Opal Gauntlet 3.
That'll be a nice little piece of absorb, but the Opal Gauntlet +3 is probably not going to get used when Pro Ring +5s are available, so but we can sell it to the vendor.
Oh, I forgot. DVS has access to life. That reroll gave him gave them an actual white mage.
And DVS is not going to get the Masa because he found the canal first, like Cyrinus had pointed out in chat, so he just warped out immediately.
But the nicest, this is actually going to be a huge, upside for DVS. They're the only runner right now that has life. If Life 2 rolls unlearnable, they're the only runner that's going to have access to it.
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing a little bit of some interesting story points here. DVS right now is the only runner that has access to be able to revive their characters in dungeons, and Sir Link-a-Lot is the only runner that has the Mazamoon.
Very true. And as our tracker is pointing out, Powerbonk was in Mars too.
Oh, big shout out to our tracker, Jay Scheidel, pointing out, catching that Link-a-Lot found the Powerbonk. Marsh was extremely loaded today. Wow.
And that Powerbonk, yeah, it looks like Sir Link-a-Lot is actually going to go for a bit of a grind. Because they have a black belt. Picking up some quick levels, you can pick up some decent experience on that black belt to cover you, really quick, really early, and this will really help the grind out. Slapping that master on that black belt immediately starts powering up their damage.
And I kind of like this play by Link-a-Lot here. Some of the better magic is at the later charges, so just stopping if these mummies noticing these mummies don't have anything scary and grabbing some early experience. Houses are cheap, so this is definitely available. And as I always say, early levels are better than late levels.
Very true. It looks like they're going down to at least 2 fire 2s. Sorry.
Oh no, Neon Gray catching the bones with damage poison. What a cruel seed so far.
Oh god. I just got to see Melmod's Black Magic Shop. Nuke and Temper at level 5. Oh, and Jonathan Yoshi just finds something huge with those thieves down in our katana, although it has been cursed. Also, did they pick up the rod?
They did pick up the rod. It was the vendor item.
I saw there was a vendor item, I just didn't see if they had bought it on that one.
I believe Jonathan Yoshi has purchased the rod, but no other runner has.
Ah, so each of our runners has at least a bit of stuff that every other runner doesn't have. Jonathan Yoshi has the rod at present, DVS is the only one that can heal, and Sir Link-a-Lot has the Massa. And Neon Gray is going through there, just trying to do the best they can.
Ooh, Jonathan Yoshi finds an X-Cal +1 and a ribbon in Earth.
And they have a fighter, I believe.
Yes, he does. He has a fighter. So, the X-Cal advantage that Sir Link-a-Lot has is a little bit mitigated based on Jonathan Yoshi finding that X-Cal. But that Power Bonk, Sir Link-a-Lot having access to that Power Gauntlet with Temper and Nuke both being at level 5 could be a big advantage. We'll have to see, depending on how the rest of the seed plays out.
Very, very true. And DVS. Going for info on the actual trap tiles there. Though also checking further into Earth Cave. As I said, I did not notice whether or not which of our runners bought the rod or not. Doesn't show that they have it, but looks like they are at least. Oh yeah, that's right. Earth Cave incentive vampire chest.
We have a question in chat. How big of a debuff are the minus attributes? Well, it depends on the piece of equipment that the attribute lands on. So on weapons, it is -2 damage per number. So for example, a -3 sword would have -6 damage on it. And it also decreases the hit percentage and the critical hit rate on the weapon. In addition, if it's an increase, it also increases the critical hit rate, increases the hit percentage, increases the damage. On armor, it's a little bit different. On helms, shields, it's just +1 absorb per... for helm, shield, and glove, it's just +1 absorb per number. But on chest pieces, it's + or -2 absorb. And then I believe evade is affected as well. So if you have a reduction, it reduces your evade. or I guess it reduces your evade penalty, because armor in Final Fantasy gives an evade penalty.
I believe it would if it's cursed it increases, if it's blessed it decreases. I could be wrong there. But also, I did notice one interesting thing. Apparently, we missed O-rings on sale in Melmond. Melmond, the one town everybody doesn't like, actually holding something good tonight.
Gold bracelets are for sale there as well.
Wow, Melmond actually holding the goods tonight for that.
I really hope that Neon Gray decides that they're gonna check. No, don't check this one first. Don't do it. This could be a nice trap tile to get some levels on too if these worms don't have very much HP.
True. However, you're also in Marsh Cave. So, do you want to grind in Marsh? And looks like Jonathan Yosti is taking the time to actually get out of Dodge from the Earth Cave after seeing some of the, stuff that's in there.
Did he make it down to the incentive chest inside the Earth Cave?
I do not think so. Although it's understandable why they left. They are low. They are down to 2 characters.
Ah, that makes sense. Down to 2 characters. Found some really good stuff. Don't want to lose your progress. You have plenty of cabins. You can quickly, use save items to quickly get to the next place. That makes complete sense. Smart play by Jonathan Yoshi.
Yep, well, so Link Lot right now is diving Earth themselves. Neon Gray, please get out of there safely. Please get out of there safely. But, ooh, Blink and you missed the TVS actually did make it to the vampire. Is this randomized?
And DVS must have purchased the rod, and so he's gonna go deeper. Maybe he's thinking it's Lich time.
I mean, you got Brock, you got a few other things. What's even more amusing is the ruby was the vampire item, and it looks like Jonathan Yoshi is going to check our circle of sages.
Ooh, this could be if this ruby turns into something and DVS clears out Lich, and this is the canoe, if it's canoe in Titans and floater in Sarda, this could be DVS could take a huge lead here.
Also, Jonathan Yoshi headed towards Crescent Lake. They needed to revive their party members anyway, and since they can revive in Crescent Lake, it just makes more sense.
That's a good point. I had forgotten that Melman, the vampire, had terrorized the town of Melman, and therefore there is no church in Melman to revive your characters.
And unlike the Finnish hospitality, no one feels like giving a church to Melmond. Sadly, that doesn't fit with the vibe of the game. And ooh, chain armor 4! And yes, chain armor 4 in Crescent Lake. That is a huge find.
Yeah, that chain armor, that's +8 absorb on that chain armor. You're going to be able to tank some hits with that thing, and it was pretty cheap. And the Circle of Sages give us the tail. So once we are airborne, promotion will be on the table.
Also, with that evasion reduction, with the reduction in the evade penalty, that chain armor becomes huge. That chain armor's natural thing is what? I think +15 absorb, -15 evade?
I believe you are correct, if I recall correctly.
That's just for the vanilla stats. Blessed at +4? That's endgame armor if you really need it.
Ooh, those earths are hitting heavy. But DVS has made it to Lich, and we are going to give us... He is going to give us our first look at our first boss at about 33 minutes. It's going to take a little bit of time to heal up here.
Definitely, and having, I believe they also have Harm 4, plus some Fire 3s. Yeah, having Harm 4, being able to punch, yeah, they can try to go for Lich. Couldn't see the damage, Harm 4 coming out, 82 damage, punching with that, 2 hits, 2 damage. Ink though, so free round.
The darkness is not completely free at this point, but he got good turn order.
Yep. This Fire 3 is putting in a lot of work. Ooh, but Lich is ice too. And ooh, so like a lot getting Lich down just slightly ahead of DVS, I'm assuming. So that 33 minutes and like let's call it 40 seconds. So Licolot is first on the board, and it looks like DVS will be joining them shortly. I think.
DVS is actually out of charges, so he's run into a little bit of trouble here on Lich. We'll see if those fires roll high enough to get him low enough to where we can punch him down. If that black belt gets a crit, maybe we can get there. There we go, 82 hit terminated. DVS make it out by the skin of his teeth.
Are you a psychic?
Did I commentate curse this? Was the canoe in the...
Floater was in the Titan's Trove.
Who but the Oxale was in the... Sarda. And we do not have extended open progression on, so these runners will need to find the canoe before they can get the airship.
Well, the dock at the desert, I still argue that they need to separate that between early Elfland and the dock at the desert. And I think that's actually something that's probably going to be in Alpha. Well, actually, now just make it a bit easier to separate that, but still, that's a side note. The TVS also picking up their floater, and we're picking up their Oxyale real soon. I just had a light bulb go off on the top of my head. We have the Oxyale.
You're right, we could see an early sea play. In fact, without access to the canoe, and with the Crescent Lake item being the tail, I think all signs point to the Sea Shrine.
Well, yes, Sea Shrine is basically your next location for what you have access to incentivized. As we don't have the GameCube yet, so we don't have access to Sky's incentive location. However, we do have access to a decent chunk of free chests. And looks like Jonathan and Yoshi will be picking up their Ruby real soon. Also, Ruse being in the White Magic shop at level 5 is also a pretty decent pickup, as it is a very good spell for increasing the absorb. No, wait, evade.
Absolutely. Sometimes your red mage just has to, take care of things himself. And DVS is outfitting his entire team with those mages with some gold bracelets. So he is going to be absorbed up.
Looks like Neon Gray is also going to do that as well. It's looking like at present DVS might be the only one of our runners to have access to life 2. Sorry, to the ability to heal. The ability to raise the dead.
It would appear to be so. I did not get a great look at the white magic in Crescent Lake, so I'll have to keep my eye out on one of these runners when they make it there, to pay attention to that fact, because that could be a critical advantage for DVS.
Oh, they're headed to Crescent Lake right now, so we'll soon see. As we know, having a white mage in the party means they will be looking at the white magic at the very least. And it looks like Sir Linkalot is actually opting to grind on those rock galls.
Ooh, Fade at level 6 and Life 2 at level 6 in the 3rd slot. That might be promotion learnable by the Red Wizard.
I think it is, but I don't have the actual spell chart in front of me.
I do know the Red Wizard gets access to some of the level 6 spells, but I can't remember which slots off the top of my head. If someone in chat wants to point that out to me, that would be fantastic.
The only one I do know is for level 7. It's one spell in each, for each type of magic. I know that it's the first slot for, is it first slot for white and second for black, or vice versa? It's limited when it gets to level 7, and light when it comes to 6 as well.
You are correct. Sir Linkalot says, these rock goals are the grind for me.
Having Massa, having Power Bonk, for rock goals, still being able to take them down really quick, and with Nuke, yeah, it's worth it. It's a decent grind. Getting some levels on that one, and having... Yep, just keeping their... I believe that's the Black Mage... wait, Red Mage... couldn't catch which of the classes it is, but they do have their black belt on that one, so opting to nuke and punch them down, that's some good XP.
Up on the top left there on DVS's screen, he is sailing the high seas. Looks like he is headed to Onrak.
Also, looks like the katana rolled -3.
Oof, that is not what you want to see on Jonathan Yoshi's side.
I mean, he did pick up an X-Cal, and I believe he is the only one that brought a fighter.
I believe DVS also brought a fighter. Or did he re-roll? I think he... Oh no, he re-rolled Black Belt Rainbow.
Yes, originally didn't have... Originally had a fighter, re-rolled into that one because of the opening spells.
Jonathan Yoshi takes on Lich. Throwing up those walls on that fighter. And we know Jonathan Yoshi will be able to use that X-Cal because he has the tail. So that could come into play later. Swings at Lich, 2 hits, 6 damage. Not exactly what we wanted. Heal 3 comes out.
And looks like DVS is going to be making that dive into C. Yoshi attempting to brack. Ineffective, swings, 3 hits, adds damage, swings a fighter, 3 hits, 2 damage.
I believe that Brack is the 3 and 256 on Lich.
However, it does have Quad X, so if it's low enough, lucky. Quad X, ineffective.
Ink coming out, where's Lamp when you need it?
And after this, she's still making work of Lich. Brack again, still ineffective. While on Sir Licolot's side, they are down to... Oh god. Please tell me they saved sooner enough. Yeah, good. They just took a wipe real quick on that one, so... But, ooh, Lich has Thunder.
Ooh, I don't think anyone else saw that, but... Oh, Jonathan Yoshi going for a zap. I like this. Ineffective. Heal 3 comes out, top it off. Come on, Jonathan Yoshi, we believe in you. 2 hits, 9 damage. Hold, ineffective.
Hold A and pray right now. Hold A and pray.
We have simultaneous Lich fights. Neon Gray is also on Lich. DVS, he's going to visit the Sea Shrine. All these runners are doing things their own way. This is awesome. This is Final Fantasy Randomizer at its best.
Yes, it is. And ooh, TVS running into the seafood party powered black and oh no!
Lich has Blizzard as well. Jonathan Yoshi resets.
Neither of our other runners, ran into that.
Sir Link-a-Lot is going the solo black belt against these Roggles. He is committed to this grind.
I mean, last I checked, he was over. He's at level 26. Yeah, that's. Considering it's between 2 and 4, it's not that bad of a battle.
Lich has not been a speed bump today. It looks like DVS ran into a little bit of a trouble in the Sea Shrine as he's headed back in now as well.
And also, look a lot smartly keeping up the one.
Neon Gray finds the Thunder and wipes to Lich.
Ouch. Also, I was just about to say, so look a lot managing to keep the one caster of Nuke alive, so that way can keep the so that way at least one of their party members has increased in levels. Ooh, Jonathan Yoshi managing to get out of there to keep the ruby.
Yep, and he saw Thunder and Blizzard, and he said, I'm coming back later.
I feel horrible for our runners with that Lich. I mean, mind you, it was the type of Lich where you could manage it, but is what it isn't. Ooh, Sun Sword -2 on DVS's side.
DVS doesn't have the Mausa yet, so that's Sunsword -2. He's probably quite happy to pick that up.
Also, Jonathan Yoshi picks up their floater. Opal -5, Opal -3.
Ooh, DVS finds the canoe in the Sea Shrine. He is airborne.
Yes, he is. Although still needing to find a good grind for that black belt.
Meanwhile, Sir Link-a-Lot has said he has punched enough Roggles. He is going to head to the Sea Shrine.
They got to level 28, so it's possible to do some walking grind on that one, and they will be in the air as soon as they get to Mermaids as well. And DVS recovering waterfalls near here, so checking waterfall.
Smart proximity play by DVS. It's a little bit of a walk to have to fly back here with the airship, and he has access to warp, so this is a really heads-up smart play by DVS.
Yep, and Jonathan Yoshi picks up their Oxyel.
So I was close on my prediction. It didn't yield the canoe and floater, but it yielded the item to get to the canoe and floater.
Also, as our tracker points out in chat, FFR, Episode 3, Revenge of the Lich.
Lich's quest to prove he is not a speed bump was fulfilled in the seed.
I mean, this is no joke even in the vanilla game, depending on your levels. And Jonathan Yoshi picking up some Duke. I don't know if they had picked it up already or not. And Neon Gray making their way to the vampire.
Sir Link-a-Lot is unique as well, and we'll see how much of an advantage this matters. But he is actually in the position to defeat Kraken on his first trip here as well, so he is likely not going to have to return because, well, in addition to having lots of Brax, he has a One-Punch Man.
Doesn't have a Saitama yet. I think it's maybe at level 30 right now, but by the time he gets to Kraken, should have at least the minimum requirements for that.
So it looks like DBS has the lead in the exploration category right now by a little bit, but ooh, and the robot has the required loot.
Does that mean it's a Walkman today?
Yeah, there we go. The robot is a Walkman today, Mages. I like that. So we are one single item away from Go mode. We just need that GameCube.
Yep. And in a few, in about less than a minute, so I think a lot will have access to the air as well.
Neon Gray throwing up a nice picture of the Titan on their screen there. That is always cool to see. One of the things I love about this randomizer is your ability to manipulate and use whatever cosmetics you'd like. So you'll see some of our runners using custom sprites that they've either made or gotten from someone in the Discord, and it's just an awesome way to express the ability to play the randomizer however you want.
I mean, that's one thing I love about this community. They're always willing to try new things, out. I believe the old comment used to be, they'll, like, got an idea, suggest, to the devs, and they'll throw it up on the alpha site and, like, I won't say a day, but they'll, it's just like here we go, have at it, try it. If it's good, it will, get further work on it. But this community is always willing to try, a lot of different things, deal with seeds that may not be winnable because of that. We know this seed's going to be, though, but just food for thought on that one. Anyway, Sir Link-a-Lot is taking your advice and actually going down to fight Kraken.
You do not grind a black belt to not go punch a Kraken. He can't resist.
And looks like DVS opting to stop by ordeals. I did not see whether or not they had picked up their floater yet. Looking at a tracker, I do not think they have it.
DVS has the floater, but I actually really like this play. Since DVS has already got the boat, and he is near Ordeals, it is much faster to sail the boat over and dock at that river and go to Ordeals than it is to fly the airship all the way over and land far away and have to walk. So I actually really like this play on the way to the airship, going and stopping at Ordeals. Jonathan Yoshi has made it to Mermaids, and he is going to find his canoe in just a moment. Meanwhile, Sir Link-a-Lot is going to be heading down, and he is in what we like to call in the community the Sharknado floor, because this is where the Gershark grind tile is in the vanilla game. He opens a couple of boxes and decides that he's going to go and take on a Kraken. So Jonathan Yoshi grabs the canoe and leaves. He looks like he is making a beeline over to the Rayukan Desert to go get his airship. We might be having some technical difficulties getting Neon Gray back, but we'll work on that as well. Meanwhile, we're going to get to study their items. TVS is Fire 3 and Harm 4ing down some zombies that are giving up some trouble. Alright, we got Neon Gray. They are back. They are full pedal to the metal after grabbing their oxale. We will see where they head next.
Very true, very true. So it looks like Sir Lincoln will be our first runner to Kraken. How many hits do you think Kraken will give them today, Dwight?
I'm thinking 8 hits.
Also, it looks like John Fiduci is our first runner in the air.
Yes, sir, Mages. He decided that once he found the canoe, that he was going to nope out of the rest of Sea Shrine and just go get the thing. Notably, did not stop in Waterfall to get that loot on the way. He just immediately flew to get the airship. And I can't say I blame him much, considering the levels and the trouble he had. And Sir Link-a-Lot, we missed it. We blinked, we missed it. Kraken is down.
From what I saw, Kraken fired 2, then Sir Link-a-Lot threw out a nuke, and then punched, and Kraken shriveled up.
Sir Link-a-Lot's heading his way into the Waterfall Cave.
And looks like John Fiduci is immediately going to the Zardia Islands, picking up the treasures there, and probably will promote after that. Wow! Zardia actually coming up big. Defense sword plus a ribbon -5.
Yeah, that's huge. That defense sword is nice. Give those black belts the ability to, solo. So DVS picking up the adamant out of the Ordeal's chest. We don't know what that could lead to.
Also, Bane's sword -5 pickup as well for DVS in Ordeals.
The Bane sword can always bail you out when maybe nothing else can.
I mean, for the tasks of the manipulated route for vanilla, it's used. Because when you can guarantee that 3 in 256 chance, why do you need to attack when you can just Bane everything? Wait, was that a second? Oh, yeah. Cardia is loaded tonight.
Yeah, all sorts of sweet goods in Carta. Well, DVS makes it out of Ordeals with that adamant in tow. And we will have to see. That adamant could be required, could lead to the cube. We do not know yet.
I mean, Cardia had 2 ribbons. That is stacked no matter what you say.
I didn't see the second ribbon. Wow.
Yep. What are the other holes? And looks like DVS will be our second runner in the air.
Yep, Sir Link-a-Lot taking the boat over to the Ordeal's location before going to get his airship. Again, I do like that.
Agreed. Agreed. Looks like DVS will be our first runner to check out the Volcano Armory. Or treasury, or weapon stockpile. Basically, it's going to have a lot of good items, hopefully.
Very predictably, we're gonna see Jonathan Yoshi promote here. I definitely like this play. He really isn't punished for promoting at all because, well, he really wants to. It actually benefits him a ton to be able to promote. The ninjas can equip a lot better of equipment. The fighter can equip that X-Cal. The other runners we might not see promote because they have black belts.
I mean, you might see Sir Link-a-Lot promote once they hit level 32, as by that point you sort of don't care about the M-Def grove because you have enough hits. But that will only depend on the what the levels of the rest of the party are.
Right, you are, mages. It looks like, 4 red dragons. That's a lot of red dragons.
Looks like they moved up one floor from where they normally are. But it looks like they are susceptible to Brack.
And they have Cure 3.
Oh, I just thought of this. All the runners have to promote, but DPS if they want access to life too.
Right, you are as well. So, yeah, that will be the gamble. Do you promote that black belt early to get access to that life too, or skip it?
We will probably see them gain some levels, making sure that their red mages are down, so that way they can gain some extra spell charges on that one. Actually, no, wait a minute. They don't need to on that one as far as just keeping them down. It can keep them down, but it doesn't matter what the level on that one is. You'll still have the spell charges.
Yeah, the mages will still gain the spell charges and the levels, even if they can't let magic there. Black and white mages will gain level 8 spell charges, even though they can't use them.
It's sad on that one, but still. It looks like Tanfredosi is also entering Anrak. Oh no, going out of Anrak. Remembering the waterfall, so we're going to go check that there, I'm assuming. And looks like Sir Link-a-Lot is going to be in the air real soon. Now, Dwight, if you were any of our runners, how would you feel about getting into the air, like Sir Link-a-Lot, in the hour mark, considering how this seat has been?
I think if I was in Sir Link-a-Lot's shoes, judging about how this seat has been going, and the fact that I'm only getting to the air about an hour, and I spent all that time grinding in the Earth Cave, I have to feel a little behind. We might see Link-a-Lot really just put the pedal to the metal here and only open incentive chests. We'll have to just see how he feels.
Very true, and wow.
As you see it right there, skips the armory. I like this play. He has the black belt, he has the levels, he even has the gear, to be honest. He has the power bonk, he has the Mazamoon, he's got ribbons. On the way.
I mean, I don't think they have the ribbons because they have yet to go to Cardia. But when you have a black belt, it's more of a, you don't really need the ribbons. And DVS has to be
Also,
careful.
worth noting, he does have access to Wall, because Wall was level 2.
That is correct. That is correct. And DVS has to be careful.
Those ogres have Stone Touch?
Wow. Is Sir Link-a-Lot going to be our first runner to actually get 3 orbs? Ooh, water tile.
These usually roll a little bit too much HP to be tanky, to be worth grinding on, but about 230 is fine. The white shirt is actually a pretty good pickup here for Sir Lancelot because I don't think he's been to Cardia yet to get that defense sword, so he will have the ability to gain evasion against some of those later boss fights.
I mean, they really don't have the incentives to go there because of the black belt, but either way, the white shirt is always a huge pickup. Let's see, Nuke coming out. Let's look at that side. 4 hits from Carry, punch, 6 hits. Nuke coming out again. 150 some damage. Going for some more Nuke. Carry couldn't see the damage roll on that one. Nuke coming out again. 334 damage, and Carry goes down. So with that, Lancelot is our first runner to like 3 orbs. At about an hour, 3 minutes, and let's call it 40 seconds.
Yeah, and he is a cube away, so we'll probably see him maybe track down this adamant, see if it turns into his cube, or if it's going to follow another fetch chain. Maybe we'll see some lazy dwarves today.
Lazy dwarves, or... Well, there's the slab. I guess,
Hooray!
I guess the blacksmith, while chiseling out stuff, found a slab in there.
And it looks like DVS is taking on Carry to get his second orb. Looks like Neon Gray, they went back to Marsh to grind these worms? Is what looks like it's happening. Interesting play. It'll likely be faster than the rock goals, probably.
I mean, both are decent grinds on that one. Looks like John Renosi is on their way to Carry as well. Sorry, Kraken. Also, I think Sir Lancelot is going to be our first runner to see what the bottle gives us. Black Cert -3.
We'll see what that slab is going to give us. I imagine the slab is going to give us... Well, it's either going to give us the TNT, the crystal, or the cube, because we have not been to Ice Cave yet, so one of the fetch quests could be the Ice Cave that leads to the last piece of incentive equipment. So we shall see if Sir Lancelot is going to get his cube directly.
Very true, so let's see what the Lefenis have for us today. And we have some actual ancient weaponry. Also, John Yoshi's side, taking down, fighting Kraken. Let's see, going for some Brack strats. Brack, ineffective. Swinging. Got promoted, 3 hits, good damage. But Kraken comes out with sleep, making one these tired. Let me just 2 damage, 91. 2 hits, 2 damage. Brack coming out, ineffective. Swinging, 1 hit, that. 130 some damage, swing. Heal 3 coming out on that red mage. Swing again, 3 hits, 70 damage. Fire 2 coming out from Kraken. Swing 3 hits, 120 some, and Jeffrey Yoshi takes Kraken down. So let's see what the dwarves have for Link-a-Lot tonight. Thor's Hammer.
And it looks like Sir Link-a-Lot is headed back to the ice cave.
After seeing all the other locations, we know that the GameCube has to be here.
I had thought we had not. Oh yes, the GameCube has to be here because then the incentive chest in Sky has to be the crystal.
Yep, because Thorhammer was from Narek. Jonathan and Yoshi on their way to Ordeals. A warp. Oh no, we're wrong. Crystal.
The crystal. Oh, there's one more piece of equipment left, right?
Yes, there is. Wait, is there? We found black shirt. We found white shirt. We found Thor. Is Zeus in the pool?
Zeus is not in the pool, but
either way, Matoya giving over her precious GameCube to Sir Link-a-Lot, and they are now in go mode. As our tracker's pointing out, the Opal Cheerio will be in Sky. And knowing that, I think Sir Link-a-Lot will probably stop in to pick up that, just to see how good that equipment is, because if it rolled high, that's actually insanely good equipment then. And DVS is just about at Kraken as well.
and we probably will see Sir Link-a-Lot open 0 chests all the way up. Just open up the incentive chest, maybe.
I'd consider opening it because you know it has to be Opal. You've seen everything else. I would open it, pick up Opal, see if it's useful, because if it rolled higher than gold, if it rolled anything like a +1 at all, it's immediately going to be insanely good armor. Actually, no, wait, the gold bracelets rolled high, so it's going to depend on that one this time, I guess.
Yeah, the gold bracelets rolled +3, which gives them 30 +6, so 30 absorb. So the opal vanilla gives 32. So even if the opal rolled up a little bit, it'll still be better.
Very true. And DVS is on to Kraken, starting off the white shirt, throwing out some nukes for 244 damage. Kraken comes out with Fire 2.
Sir Link-a-Lot is walking through the Sky Palace with a single Light Warrior.
I mean, it's a black belt.
And he says, I don't need an old Cheerio, Opal Cheerio. I am just going to go and win the game.
Also, get your blessed RNGs in chat as Sir Link-a-Lot is approaching the Bridge of Destiny. While on DVS's side, still going after that Kraken, throwing out the white shirt again, punching for that black belt for 1 damage, nuke coming out for 254, Fire 2 from Kraken again. Opting for some more nuke, opting for heal 3, nuke coming out again, 224, swing, 3 hits, 40 some damage, and Kraken goes down on DVS's side.
DVS lights his third orb. He just needs to go to the sky house.
Yep, just needs to go all that. Jennifer Yoshi picking up their Bane Sword -5. On the Gray side, climbing up those levels on that one seems to be around level 24 for the whole party. And I can't fault them. With all that they have seen, it's more the whole fact of just safe than sorry. Safe than sorry, considering they've had a lot of problems here and there with some of the enemies.
Meanwhile, Neon Gray is taking down these worms. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with once they get done with this grind, for sure.
Very true. And looks like Sir Nicolad is having to punch these man-cats down mano a mano, since apparently they are unhonorable. But ooh, up to the 8 hits. Let's see, level 34 now. Yeah, up. Has one punch, man. And Jonathan Osi going and picking up some spells on that fighter. Sorry, knight.
So our chat has got the Bless RNGs out, hoping that Sir Linkalot will find a Warmech.
Better question. If you're Sir Linkalot, do you try to punch the Warmech down?
For the fans, I would do it, but we might see Sir Linkalot run away. I don't know though. This could be the gambit could be Sir Linkalot might throw one punch out, and then if he deals a lot of damage, he might go for another punch, because that's basically 42 if you kill it, right? With a single light warrior.
It's not 42, but it is quite a few levels. And finally makes it to the Prince of Destiny. One of the benefits of having the flag for auto sorting on makes it really quick to heal up that black belt. Another fighter. These fighters are going down in essentially one punch. And we got it! We got it! Opting to throw out that punch.
Throws out that punch. Warmech with ice 2, lit 2. Warmech punch. 8 hits. Didn't see the damage. 2 hits. Terminated. No, I thought it was terminated, but not. It's 41. Terminated. Boom, level 40 on that black belt. Sir Linkalot solos the Warmech.
I think there was 6 levels? Yeah, basically that's level 42. Especially considering how fast these fighters were going down, yeah, you punch them down and go for it. There's level 41. Wow, we are going to see a fully grind black belt in Topher tonight, folks.
Yeah, State Tomlin has joined us. 42 black belt. Sir Linkalot is, with these scaling and these flags, is likely going to make short work of the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And let's see, 2 punches, over 500 damage each, takes down Tiamat and gets level 42. 10 hits. And they're also our first runner to hit their 4th orb at around 1 hour, 17 minutes.
And DVS has picked up his Thor hammer, so he knows that he needs to travel to the ice cave to be able to continue with the game.
Yep. So look a lot going to buy up some potions, buy up some heal pots, basically then revive their party and go from there. Picking up some actual pures and some softs. Definitely worth it. While Jonathan Yoshi turning in the adamant and picking up the slab. And also, since having the TNT, we'll also turn that in for their Thor hammer. Oh no, wait, realizing they already did that. Checking the treasury at last.
I don't believe the treasury had a whole lot, from what I recall. Coral sword, that cabin. Sir Link-a-Lot is stocking up on some heal potions, and he is going to give us our first look at the Temple of Fiends Revisited at about the 1 hour, 18 minute, and 42 second mark.
Also having the ability to have some extra softs and some pures, so they are covered in the event of anything happening to that black belt.
It turns out you don't need access to life if you have a 42 black belt.
I mean, the power of the punch. Power of the punch. And it looks like Jonathan Yoshi is picking up that crystal now. And blink and you miss it, and Sir Link-a-Lot is now 2,000 years in the past.
Neon Gray has decided that is enough worms for one day, and is deciding that they are going to venture out into the world.
And it looks like DVS is opting to take these Mage Fighter tile. Can't play them. That's actually a pretty decent, easily done tile for grinding.
Meanwhile, Jonathan Yoshi is going to take his trip into the volcano. DVS is going to grind on some mages and fighters, so each runner, for the most part, each runner with the black belt has taken a different approach to grinding. Sir Link-a-Lot taking that grind really early against those raw goals.
I mean, it was very early on, very quickly able to get out, and with the cost of houses, it was really useful, and looks like we're up to Lich 2. Is he going for some nuke? 294 damage, punching 10 hits, over 1,000 damage, and Lich 2 is down.
That was 1,317 damage to that Lich. I don't even think Lich would have that much HP if his HP was like 200% clamped.
Forget the max number on that one, but pretty sure on that one. Let's see. Fight, nuke. Let's see. 10 hits, 716 damage. Though carry hitting for over 7 hits as well. Swing again, 4 hits, 72 damage. Swing, opting for some more nuke. Opting for some. Let's see, 10 hits, 872 damage, and carry 2 goes down.
And that is going to be the theme here for Sir Link-a-Lot, as it's going to be punch, and done on these bosses, with the exception of maybe this boss right here. This Kraken could give him a little trouble if he decides to, critical Kraken Honda that black belt in the first round, but I don't think that's probably going to happen.
Also, look at what DVS found as the trap tile for going below the, for dropping down the hole in Ice Cave.
Oh, the 3-eye grind. Kraken has nuclear.
Let's see. Nuke coming out?
That elf took 2 punches, but the nuke took him down. Nuke 3 for 3-4. Kraken 2 goes down.
And DVS realizing he has found the 3-eye grind tile is dropping down everybody's HP to 1 and is going to legitimately ban the whole party except for the black belt. And on Jonathan Yoshi's side, beats carry 2, so he beats carry and gets their second orb lit. So white shirt coming out from Shillings a lot, 9 hits. Walling up that black belt, opted for some more nuke, and a punch. Nuke coming out for 306 damage, and tier 2 is gone.
Sir Link-a-Lot here is making short work of this Temple of Fiends Revisited. On DVS's side, we got a 3-eye grind going on.
I'll say just before Sir Link-a-Lot takes on Chaos, remember to, if you're enjoying this race, please remember to follow our runners, as this Chaos is going to go down stupidly fast.
Alright, first we got the white shirt coming out, getting some evasion stacks. Chaos punches. A fair amount of damage. 6 hits, 349, that's pretty good. Another white shirt coming out. We have a wall coming out on the black belt. Punch coming out. 9 hits, 474 damage. 2 hits, 275. Nuke coming out. 167. Chaos still standing. White shirt. More evasion on the party. What will Chaos have now? Chaos with Lit 2 takes down the black mage, but it's chip damage. Punch. 10 hits. Didn't see the damage on that. But Chaos has got some HP. He's still standing. Another punch, 9 hits, 982. Holy moly, this Chaos rolled high on HP.
I mean, let's see. 10 hits, 679 damage, and down goes Chaos.
GG's. Get your GG's out in chat for Sir Link-a-Lot, our winner, with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 24 seconds.
GG's to Sir Link-a-Lot. Do you want to see about trying to pull them into the broadcast booth if they would like?
Absolutely, Mages, if you could do that. Just maybe message Sir Link-a-Lot, see if he wants to come in here and talk about and have an interview, and we can gain his thoughts on that seed.
I don't have SRL open, do you?
I do not. I think I might be able to message him on Discord.
Okay.
Oh, we summoned him. He was here, and now he's gone.
Good evening, GG's Sir Link-a-Lot.
Thank you.
So, how about that Temple of Fiends?
Temple of Fiends went by really quick. I was not meaning to have a level 42 black belt. Warmac had other intentions for him.
I mean,
Or I guess the Raj and Sky had other intentions for me.
I mean, we saw you hesitate on fighting the Warmac. We were debating whether or not you would throw out a punch to see whether or not how much damage you were doing. We couldn't see the damage. What was the rolls like for it?
The first two were like, I forget how many hits it was, but it was for like 182 and like 186. So I was just like, okay, I hope he rolls low health. And I need to get like a big swing and probably get turnover, especially if he does a melee attack and hits the black belt, which is exactly what happened. Then I got turnover and killed him. But my hesitation was really, do I just want to reset at this point? And I was just like, you know what? I might as well just give it a try, because either I'm going to kill him or he's going to kill me. If he kills me, then, you know, it would have been a reset anyways. If I kill him, I'm going to get probably 4, 5, 6 levels on the black belt. I'll be almost 42 at that point, and T is, you know, 20, 30 steps away.
6 levels by my math on that one. 6 levels. Also, talk us through the seed and why you chose the party that you did.
As far as the party, I like the red mage just because of the versatility, and black mage usually hopefully you get an early sweeper, which didn't happen too much here. I like the black belt just because there's no looses, so it's like once you find kind of your loose canal, you can really stop checking anything other than doing greed checks for a ribbon. And when I had level 2 wall, I'm not terribly worried about a ribbon. And then the thief is kind of one of those things. If I don't find a good grind talent, I find a good early ninja weapon, I can keep the thief. But if not, then I can just Dan the thief and bring him back up for Topher, early Topher for that run chance, just to get away from encounters a little bit quicker, hopefully.
So talk us through your decision to grind on those rock galls.
I figured with the nuke charges, especially with, I had a bunch of houses, that it would be easy to, do a bit of a grind there. And depending on how, squishy they were, my black belt could just start taking them down, and they ended up rolling I think between 170 and 180 health. So I was just like, oh, my black belt with this Masa is already one-shotting them. I don't even have to worry about that. And, I saw a glance, I was just like, I'll just risk it. And yeah, I got, the first grind, I ended up getting a little greedy. I was going to leave, but I wanted one more level, and then I got hit with that stone.
I mean, be thankful you didn't see how bad Lich really rolled for Lich 1.
Oh, did he end up having some nasty stuff? Because it's I think I just saw him punch me, and nukes took him out.
I believe he had at least Thunder, I think Blizzard. It essentially took out 2 of your fellow runners.
Yes, Lich 1 had Thunder and Blizzard, which took out, I think all 3 other runners wiped out Lich 1.
No, DVS managed to make it through barely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you would open with a Thunder and a Blizzard, yeah, Black Belt might have survived one of them, but I know the Black Mage would have died, and the Red Mage probably, and yeah, the Black Belt was not ready to be fighting anything at that point, and I knew I couldn't take the Golems yet because I needed a nuke, and that's why it's just if I go through this, I'll just take some kills, I'll get enough levels to at least the Black Mage should get a charge or 2 of nuke. Then I can go in there, do a couple kills, and with Warp, it's it's not a terrible grind, and I was getting a good amount of experience for that early with how little key items we actually had at that point.
As a positive note, DVS found the MVP tile for the grinds just below the crystal. 3 eyes.
I saw that, and then I saw that they rolled some nasty spells, it looked like, too. I forget which one I saw, but I know it was hitting fairly hard, so it's once the Black Belt's high enough and can take that amount of punishment, sure, but early that might be kind of a rough grind, but I was happy with the Golems. The other one I was considering was the Wyverns in Northwest Castle. If the Rock Golems would have taken me out one more time, that's probably where I would have went, is to Wyverns in Northwest Castle, just because it was an easy free grind.
Very true, very true.
It looks like DVS is making his way up the Sky Palace to try to light his 4th orb, see if he can get the 2nd place finish. The finishes do matter in this league because the point scale is based on scaling, so a lot to play for 2nd place here.
All I think about it, do you think of promoting at all to actually gain access to Life 2?
I saw Life 2.
It was in Lot 3, Level 6.
Oh, I never checked level 6 magic, that's why. Because with the Black Belt party, I'm not really too worried about promoting, because I would have to do it after the grind, and it's kind of one of those things I would have to have the tail, and I might have had the tail already when I got to Crescent, but...
Crescent gave the tail.
Okay, yeah, so that's why I just walked by because I didn't have the tail. If I would have had the tail before, and I probably would have checked, and then I probably would have considered doing a class change after leaving Mirage, just to get the class change, go get the spells, and then go to Topher. But at the same time, I was thinking I have a 42 black belt with the with the weights and everything as far as what bosses could roll. If something's going to be wiping out a 42 black belt, then I have to consider like other things, which I don't, I need to go find ribbons, but I had wall, so I was just like, yeah, if something rolled that nasty that's killing a 42 black belt, then I'm pretty sure I've got plenty of time to figure out what I need to do.
I mean, how did you feel getting into the air around the hour mark?
That didn't feel so bad because I had I guess, few incentives, and most of them were floater locked. I felt a little good about it because with the canoe where it was, I don't think you would have rushed that, especially with a rod. I mean, if you would have went over to, I believe it was in Sea Shrine, if I'm not mistaken, if you would have rushed Sea Shrine instead of going to Earth, which you could clear with a rod sorely, and you got in the air a little bit quicker, okay, but, it didn't feel like it was that terrible with what this seed kind of gave you.
Canoe was in Sea Shrine with the ruby and its vanilla location leading to the floater, so about the same on that one.
Yeah, because you would have needed, I mean, the floater was early, but it was like, I still need the canoe because extended open progression isn't on, so I can't. If that would have been on, I would have went to, right after Earth and that to go get in the air, but I was like, no canoe, I need to find that first, and if it's not at Crescent, that means got to have something at, more than likely, or it would have had to have been at sea because I didn't have access to anything else yet. So it's like that. I'm pretty sure that had to be the canoe or the cube.
Yeah.
Then I could have got to the incentive in Sky.
Yeah, that was basically what was left at the time. And also, get your blessed RNGs out in chat as DPS is about to get to Bridge of Destiny as well. But overall, a lot of you basically put together some very interesting parties. 3 of you decided to take a black belt, with Jennifer Yoshi decided to go for Double Thief Fighter and Red Mage.
Yeah, it's definitely 4 unique parties. I just like the black belt just because, with no loose. It's like as soon as it's just the canal, so hopefully you find it fairly early. And like I said, as soon as you find that loose, you can basically just start greed checking if that. Find a nice grind tile, get your levels, and then just start murdering everything with punches.
I mean, Saitama is an option. Also, we did at least see 2 ribbons in the seed so far. They were both in the Cardia Islands. And also TVS making their way to Tiamat 1. Let's see how things go for them. Opting for some punches, 6 hits, at least 100 Jades damage. Nuke coming out, 456. White chip coming out on their side as well. Opting for some heal 3 right now, healing up the party. Nuke coming out for 182. Punching for that black belt, 6 hits, 263. Let's see. Goes to the damage, 152 on Nuke from Tiamat. I'll let Nuke roll as it state. Hit 3 coming out for 47 damage, and DVS is through Tiamat 1, and has lived their 4th orb at 1 hour, 36 minutes, and let's call it 10 seconds.
And he will be our second runner that is on his way to the Temple of Fiends.
While Jonathan Yoshi is also on the Bridge of Destiny as well.
Jonathan Yoshi's trying to find a robot chicken.
He knows that they have. He knows that he has, first places out of their way, so probably hoping to please the fans.
So tell me, Sir Link-a-Lot, I have one question for you. Tell me about how you decided to route Marsh Cave when you went down there.
The main thing was, I guess, when I took the wipe to whatever crazy thing the crawl had, I just figured going to the furthest, I guess not the furthest chest, but I was going to just kind of make an entire loop, and, then do my warp out, and that was kind of my thought, was just hey, just do a nice big loop. That way I'm taking the least amount of steps, and hopefully we find. I know the canal's here somewhere. I guess I got lucky with a nice early masa as well as the power bunk, which I guess the power bunk I didn't even need. It was just kind of there looking pretty.
We have Jonathan Yoshi fighting a second Warmech.
I might add, I think you were the only runner to find that massa.
That is correct. That I was going to add that. It was because it was interesting, Sir Link-a-Lot, you were the only runner to find the Mazmoon.
That was kind of my biggest actual concern of the seed was like there was a bunch of early good night gear. So I was like, I hope the tail's in some convoluted area because like with the massa where it was, and like I've already found like Aegis Shield, I believe. I've already found decent, body armor. I'm just like, you've got a knight almost fully equipped at this point. If, you can find all this stuff, it's like you're basically doing the exact same thing I'm doing, except now you don't have to grind and you can go mode. You just have to get those, doing walking grind to do a little bit of a grind to get the knight its levels. But that was my biggest concern.
Basically, as I said, the only person that took an actual fighter was Jonathan Yoshi, and speaking of which, they just got done beating Tiamat 1, and they were on their way back to Earth for some revenge on Lich.
So we'll see what DVS has to offer.
Oh, wait, apparently the tracker is wrong. Jonathan Yoshi has all 4 orbs.
Yeah, because NPC guillotine's not on, so you can't guillotine the Black Orb. I don't think you can guillotine the Black Orb anyway, but...
You cannot. Only the tablet, only the rod block, and the block in... Oh god, what is it? Temple of Fiends as well. But opting to back out of the Temple of Fiends real quick.
Jonathan Yoshi wants a spell. Oh, he's after Temper.
I might add, look a lot, the best weapon we have seen endgame-wise, apart from that Massa, has been a X-Cal, which rolled, I think, a +1 or +2.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, going off the top of my head, I think it's still a little worse than Massa, because I think Massa rolled -2.
Right, you are, Sir Link-a-Lot. The mass is still better, but it's closer.
Oh, hey, Fast was at level 6 too. That would have been nice to have, I guess.
Alongside Life 2, and wait, we completely missed Fade.
I thought that I had mentioned Fade earlier, being at level 6 White Magic, but yeah, Fast would have been. You didn't need it, Sir Link-a-Lot, but I think the Black Wizard can learn Fast out of that slot, or the Black Mage rather.
Yeah, Black Mage can learn all level 6 skills, so I would have been able to learn it there.
Also, TVS just took down Lich 2. And they, out of all the runners, re-rolled into a White Mage. They're the only ones that have access to life, I believe, unless Jennifer Yoshi just bought Life 2 on that Red Wizard.
So we're gonna have a little bit of a foot race through Topher. It looks like DVS is about a few floors ahead of Jonathan Yoshi, but anything can happen as Topher can be the great equalizer.
Also, DVS's black belt isn't as high leveled as Sir Link-a-Lot's, only in like the high 20s, I believe.
So Link-a-Lot, did you have any overarching strategy going into tonight's race, or anything that you were going to look to a game plan or a strategy that you were looking to employ?
I mean, I guess the main thing was knowing that it's just like I need to at least take second. It was just like not play, I guess, completely risky. and I guess just kind of read where the seed was trying to let me know where to go, and that's why it's like, Rod, okay, you know, it was kind of fairly easy for it to tell you until I guess you got the canoe, but I mean, you were in the area, so you were going to do waterfall and ordeals anyways, so other than that, I just wanted to kind of limit any mistakes was my biggest thing.
Also, on DVS's side, was that a whoops?
Did he banana peel and have to fight Lich 2 twice?
Yep. And we're now caught up. They are probably going to feel horrible on that one, especially if that costs them. And Jonathan Yoshi taking down Lich 2 as well. So this is going to be close.
This should be pretty close. One of the things I did notice, Sir Link, a lot was when you were in Sky, you knew the Opal Bracelet was in this last incentive chest, but you decided to skip it. Were you just comfortable enough with your gear at that point you didn't feel like you needed to take the extra steps?
Nope, I was totally going to grab that in the Ford Reachess on the next floor until the Manicore's death touched both my mages. I'm like, okay, I need to take the fewest amount of steps as possible to hopefully limit my encounters and hopefully not run into Manticores again.
That makes complete sense.
Also, on DVS's side, they're down to... Oh no, they took a wipe!
Oh no, Jonathan Yoshi coming into Topher from behind. DVS wiping on carry 2. Jonathan Yoshi could come back and take second place now. We'll see what Carey has to offer. He's going offense. Fight, fight, fight. Going in there. Ninja swings, not very big. 4 hits, 195. Katana coming out, 4 hits, 56. Wall coming out on his knight. Carey 1 with nuke. Fight, fight, fight. Fire 3 going all out offense, saying, I'm going to take you down, Carey. Oh no, we saw heal 3. I thought that was a fire 3. That's my fault. Katana coming out, 4 hits, 59. Carey with an ice 3, getting some chip damage. Doesn't take anybody down. 4 hits, 209. Throwing out the Quad X to see if we have Carey underneath 300 HP.
And Brack.
For a 256 Brack, ineffective. 4 hits, 143. Heal 3 coming out, topping off the Light Warriors.
Ice 2 coming out for chip damage. Quad X coming out. Is it... Nope, ineffective. Opting to cure free that red mage. Swing again, 4 hits, 51 damage. 4 hits, 180 something. 5 hits, 90 something. Stop coming out. Ineffective, 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 ineffective. Of course, having 2 of those ribbons will help on that one.
3 hits, 4 damage. 4 hits, 142. 5 hits. Katana coming out. 4 hits, 54 damage. 1 crit. This Carey's got high absorb. Jonathan's missing that Maz wound he never found. 4 hits, 187. Carey 2 is down, terminated. Jonathan Yoshi makes it past Carey. She didn't have anything else besides that nuke. He is on to Kraken.
Also, it looks like DVS is opting to take a few battles here.
Can't say that I blame him. That turn 1 nuke from Carey 2 obliterated him. Oh, on Neon Gray's side, they have a war mech. We have war mechs everywhere tonight.
You get a war mech, and you get a war mech, and you get a war mech! And Jonathan Yoshi makes it into Kraken 2. Opting for some Brack, I believe. Some black, some wall.
Brad going for that 6% chance. Ineffective.
Wall coming out.
8 hits, 626. Bobby is down. 4 hits, 184. We need to do some damage to this Kraken.
Luckily, Jonathan Yoshi has life too.
Brat coming out, broken into pieces, 6% chance! Gets it! Gets past Kraken too!
And with that life too, we'll be able to revive their fallen light warriors. This is going to be close.
Gonna fight these vampires, huh? Alright, just wants a couple, maybe like a level or something here possibly. Yep, level 26 across the board. We're gonna see nice play by Jonathan Yoshi stopping over in Crescent Lake to pick up that life 2 we talked about all run. Neon Gray still working on that War Mech. We know that War Mech terminated. Neon Gray, they take down War Mech. Huge gobs of EXP, brings it to 31 across the table.
Considering they kept having problems in the earlier game, scoring the whole party was probably the smart thing. Brat coming out ineffective on tier 2, Brat coming out ineffective, swinging with that knight. X-Cow, walling up that knight.
Don't count Neon Gray out of this one. If Jonathan Yoshi or DVS wipes again, Neon could come from behind and take it.
4 hits, 400 and change damage. Brat coming out, still ineffective. Bane coming out, ineffective. Lit 2 coming out from tier 2 for a little bit to the party. Brat coming out from one of those ninjas, ineffective. Coming out again, still ineffective, 2 hits, a little bit of damage. Brat coming out again, ineffective. That Red Mage is down to, Red Wizard is down to 1 knee.
Meanwhile, Neon Gray takes out Tiamat 1, and they are gonna beeline to Earth Cave to see if we can take down Lich.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh no, the Red Mage got back road. But TS2 is down, terminated.
It's all going to come down to chaos, while DVS is now on their 3rd Lich 2 fight. Dr. Yoshi's second runner to make it to chaos, opting to heal pot up.
Jonathan Yoshi checking his armor, just trying to make sure that he has every piece of equipment exactly where it needs to be for this chaos fight.
Very true. And smartly... No, wait. Is that on the right person? I can't tell via the party order if or if not that white shirt is on the dropped red wizard, or... I think that white shirt's still on that red wizard. But I'm not sure about where it goes.
I thought he had it on the ninja on the bottom.
I don't know the order of where the screen... of how it looks on the actual menu screen. We'll see in a minute. Five hits, 57 damage. Let's see. 3 hits, 77 damage. Chaos misses. Fire 2 coming out from Chaos.
Heal 3 coming out, 5 hits, 5 damage, Chaos with a zap.
Four hits, 190 some damage. 5 hits, 53 damage. Now we don't know exactly how much this Chaos has in HP.
We do know it's a lot, because it took a few punches. Oh, we got Bobby trying to get... Oh no, Chaos punches Yosh down. The Knight gets punched down. Bobby throwing out a quad axe. Ineffective, we know Chaos. Oh no, Jonathan Yoshi wipes.
Ouch. And on DVS's side, they are on the Kraken floor.
Well then, just to interject for a second here, part of the reason why that failed for Jonathan Yoshi, whether or not Chaos was at the right health or not, is because you can't quad X Chaos.
Oh, it's just...
Protected. You just can't quad X him.
Darkmoon coming in with the knowledge. We appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you for restreaming tonight, Darkmoon, by the way. Big shout out to Darkmoon for making this broadcast happen at the last minute.
Yes, definitely. Also, again, don't forget to follow our runners. DVS, Jasmine Yoshi, Neon Gray, and Sir Erlich a lot. They put on a phenomenal show so far. DVS is trying to take down that Kraken too, while Jasmine Yoshi is back into Topher. Nuke coming out onto Kraken 2. Invis 2ing, Kraken 2 dealing like 4 hits and 7 damage. That Red Mage is down. Jasmine Yoshi is back on Lich 2. Nuke coming out, and DVS has Kraken 2 down.
DVS is Kraken 2 down and a party to take on Tiamat as well.
And actually has that black belt at level 32. And as someone points out in chat, the only power word based spell that at present will work on Chaos is under the flag set for Spellcrafter, which I believe is did it make it to beta yet, or is it just still in alpha?
Spellcrafter is in beta, Magus. You can Brack Chaos and Bane him. That is a 3 in 256 chance.
I mean, I know Bane works on him. Due to the vanilla task of this game, Bane and Chaos. Though I think they either baned him or made him ran away. Ah, the good old days where you could actually have Chaos roll low enough morale to actually have that happen. So DVS is on their Chaos fight. Putting that black belt in the 4th slot. Basically, Invis 2ing up, Lit 3 coming out.
Invis 2 coming out.
You coming out on Chaos for 171 damage. White shirt coming out again. And this dude coming out again, really stacking that invasion real quick. Oof, down goes that white mage. Dude coming out again from that red mage. 342 damage. Swing for the black belt. 8 hits, 172 damage. White shirt coming out again. Cast is starting to miss. Fire 3 coming out for that red mage. Lit 3 coming out for that black mage. 30 some damage. 7 hits, 100 and change damage from that black belt. 8 hits, 353 damage. That black belt. Red 3 coming out for 41 damage. Six hits, 200 and change damage. Opting for black strats, ineffective. The 3 coming out for that black mage. 30 some damage. Black coming out, ineffective. Punching again for 8 hits, 350 some damage. I think it was 53, but... Ooh!
Pain takes him down, mano y mano. Chaos versus Black Belt. Chaos punches, misses. 8 hits, 169. Punch. 8 hits, 171. Terminated. DVS coming in second. Get your GGs out in chat for DVS.
Do you want to try to see if we can pull them in?
We will see if we can get... I will message DVS real quick and see if they want to come in and hang out for a little bit.
To answer the question in chat, the numbers at the end of the items is what we like to call blurs. Blessed and cursed. Essentially, on every piece of gear, you'll have the, a number between 1 and 5, where if it's positive, it gives you buffs. If it's negative, you loot, the armor is decreased on that one. Well, the armor / weapon is decreased. Ooh, Kraken's throwing out that nuclear on WFC's side. And wow, Neon Gray making strides like no one's business. WFC taking on Kraken 2, 4 hits, 122 damage. They're the only one that brought in Knight. See, 4 hits, 200 change damage, swinging again for that ninja. 3 hits, 63 damage, heal 3 coming out from that red mage, from that red wizard. 3 hits, 100 some damage, Viz 2 coming out again from that red wizard. 4 hits, 4 damage from that ninja.
Joining us, we have our second place finisher, DVS. DVS, GG's.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Sir Linkalot, GG, man. You beat me by half an hour. Come on now.
I mean, Sky Temple said Black Belt's going to be 42 whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I wasn't so lucky on... I saw your comment about Warmech and having him jump you a bunch of levels. I didn't get quite the same luck, but... Man... For as tough a seed as that was, like, as I said, hats off to you, hats off to Jay Shadell and Neon Gray. That was by far the hardest seed I think I've played in this flag set period.
Also, Jonathan Yoshi is on their way to Tier 2 for the second time, and also managed to Quad X Kraken, too.
That is awesome. Yeah, DBS, I have to agree. I've been playing quite a bit of this flag set, and this is the hardest seed that I've seen as far as just raw difficulty of bosses and what's hard. Even Lich 1 was trouble.
I mean, like, before running this seed, I did a practice where I had nuke ogres, and like, yeah, that's frustrating. But I felt like in this seed, having like so much, death touch and crack all over the place. There was no such thing as a safe spot, and there weren't really grind tiles. I felt that were like right at the exact right point. So it was kind of a slog the whole way. Again, just like mad respect for Sir Link-a-Lot and for the other runners finishing up this seed.
Rock Goals and Earth is what Sir Link-a-Lot ended up using. Also, Jonathan Yoshi has made it to Chaos for the second time. This time with all 4 of their Light Warriors up. Well, now 3.
And this Chaos is tanky, but he is getting some walls. 5 hits, 90 damage. Wall comes out on the night. Lit 2 coming out. Just a little bit of chip damage. He's got the defense sword.
I mean, we do know that he does have at least 2 ribbons.
Ooh, we got the Tempers coming out on the night with the X-Cow. This should be good. 4 hits, 151. That's good. Brat comes out ineffective.
Opting for some more temper. So let's see, we have 4 hits, 397 damage. Throwing out another temper on that night. Let's see, 4 hits, 52 damage from that ninja. Swing 4 hits, 375 damage, I think. Another temper coming out on the night.
There we go. Yoshi's finally getting in the damage he needs to take that Chaos down.
4 hits, 421 damage. Cast misses again, trying for some power word kill, aka Quad X. 3 hits, 277 damage. Bane coming out. This was the bane of their existence last time. 4 hits, 606 damage. Move that ninja. 4 hits, 160 damage. Couldn't see the actual amount of damage from that X-Cow, but...
Lit 3, 44 damage, terminated! GG's Jonathan Yoshi.
Yeah, that Bane was unexpected and horrible. I'm glad Jonathan Yoshi didn't get any of his Light Warriors taken out by that. Wow, that was a tough Chaos.
Yeah, I guess I got lucky. I don't think I saw Bane on mine, but...
You one-punched Chaos down so fast that basically you didn't have time to see it.
I would have seen Bane, you probably would have got the black belt, and I'm like, okay, it's reset time.
Oh, I think it took out 2 of mine, and I want to say I had 3 Light Warriors up, and it took out 2 of the 3, and my black belt was the last guy. I was just praying that my black belt would stand, and he ended up living, ended up taking about 3 or 4 extra rounds to take out Chaos, but man, the Chaos that we got was definitely reflective of the seed that we just ran.
Also, DVS, I have to ask you, how did it feel to fight Lich 2 twice?
Oh my god! I mean, yes, I'm glad you brought that up. That was so depressing. Like, because I was just throwing out heal 3s with my White Mage, which was in the first spell slot, just muscle memory. It was like one of those slow motion moments where I had the cursor over warp and I hit X. Sorry, I'm on a PS4 controller. And like in slow motion, I saw everything warp down, and then I was in the Lich 2 fight again. Oh, that was painful.
You're not the only one.
Absolutely painful.
You are not the only person to ever do that. I have done that myself.
Ugh.
I feel you entirely for it.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
entirely that.
I think I ended up setting out of that run anyway. Yeah, that was a painful way to end. To do my first Topher run.
All right, Neon Gray has made it past Kraken 2, and they are on to Tiamat 2.
I mean, I have to ask, DVS.
Yeah.
What made you reset your party at the very beginning?
Oh, Invis 2. I saw Invis 2 was locked out of a red mage, and was like, especially running a black belt party, being Invis 2 and not being able to get it with my red mages. And like really at the end of the game, I want to say it was Kraken 2 maybe. That I don't remember exactly where it was. I feel like Invis made the difference between winning and losing. So when it was Invis 2 versus waiting until promotion, to me it was no question, and I knew I needed a white mage in the party.
We are currently joined by Jonathan Yoshi. GG's Jonathan. What were your thoughts on that seed?
He's muted for whatever reason.
Sorry, I had audio on I was watching the Twitch feed. So yeah, it was an interesting seed. I think I had a really bad start and never really recovered. But I kept kicking, so I eventually made it. Then I took a deep wipe to Chaos that I don't know if I had a chance for second place, but that pretty much ended that. So,
You actually were at Chaos first for the after like a lot finished.
yeah, my strategy pretty much depended on that temper on the red mage, so felt that I probably should have just reset out. But I kind of wanted to see if Chaos had anything in the tank, and all he had was Bane. I don't even know if I think he might have had one nuke at most. But
also, Neon Gray is also in their Chaos fight.
I'll let you call that.
We got some nukes coming out. White shirt, Invis, punch with the... We got nuke on the red mage, hit for 144. Second nuke comes out. Didn't see the damage on it, unfortunately.
124.
White shirt comes out.
I mean, all of their party members are at least over level 30.
I believe Neon is going to make short work of this chaos. Bane misses, ineffective on all white warriors. Heal 3 comes out, topping off the HP pool. 7 hits, 285. Chaos is a little tanky.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
I felt like all of the fiends were pretty high on the HP pool.
Kraken rolled almost max, I believe, if not max.
Yeah,
Kraken survived 2 punches from my black belt.
was that before or after you got to level 42?
No, that was the Kraken 2. That's so it's like
the Kraken 2.
Like 2 shots for like 1600 between the two. It was just like, oh, crack can roll probably like max HP.
I mean, it was definitely a shock to see how much HP these Topher fiends have. Even the second one and the first round of fiends. I feel like this is again just really, really tough seed. And again, GG Jonathan Yoshi had said earlier that, and give it up for Neon Gray finishing this up. That anyone who finishes this seed deserves a lot of cred.
I do have to ask you, Jonathan Yoshi, why did you pick the party that you did?
So, the party that I picked was obviously everyone else probably picked Black Belt and rode that to the end. I was hoping to try and sort of sneak my way through, run through everything, take just enough levels to get into Topher, and then try and win at a relatively low level quickly. Unfortunately, my start was just horrible.
Get your GGs out in chat. Sorry to interrupt you, Jonathan. Neon Gray has defeated Chaos.
Definitely GG's to Neon Gray.
We'll see about trying to get them in as well. And go ahead, Jonathan Yoshi.
But yeah, so the first real mistake I thought was when I got the Ruby, I'm supposed to exit out there and not go to Lich because magic was really weak. At least I thought it was, especially with my one red mage. I should have taken that Ruby and got the 2 items and moved on. But I got greedy and went after Lich, which was opposite of what I practiced. So that pretty much threw off my whole strategy for most of the game.
I mean, honestly, I don't think you're the only one that had a rough start. I got wiped a couple times on the way to Topher and ended up just doping out of the 3 chests that were in Topher. I think that openings like kind of set the stage for the whole rest of the seed.
I'm kind of used to the bad magic seeds by now because that's what I see them always roll. So,
Yeah, the magic was horrible in the first couple levels.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I just started used to it. And my party didn't really have a lot of magic in it, to be honest. So
I do have to ask all of you, except for you, so like, what? Marsh Cave. Did you think about checking out any other items, and what made you choose the route that you did, checking the bottom of Marsh?
I mean, I know for me, I checked top Marsh first. Oh, sorry. GG Neon Gray. Holy garbage, that was a tough seed.
Yeah, that was a thing. Wow. I think I'm gonna have to keep this to drop on unsuspecting people I don't want to be friends anymore.
Trust me, I have a seed that is actually like that, but it is a hell of a lot worse with flags.
I would believe it. Oof.
But no, as I was asking, this Neon Gray, when you all got to Marsh, once you had to go down to the lowest part of Marsh, your route choices for that one, any particular reason why you either checked Keylock first or looped around it, in the way you did?
Look, in my case, I don't go into Marsh often. I don't have to have the map memorized super well. So I just went down in the direction that I kind of thought would be the most efficient. I'm not sure if it actually was, but it was pretty good because it ran me by the couple of chests all the way and then straight into the one I needed.
yeah, and for me, the LLT is all about the canal, which is really the only loose. So as soon as I found that, I just left. That tends to be my normal route on Marsh Bottom. I was just having problems with wipes. I think I wiped like 3 or 4 times in Marsh.
Oh my god, those poison bones.
Yeah, I didn't really have the weapons to go against them. I was running a lot, but there was a couple unrunnables, I think, that were slowing me down, and I think one thing had something that would give you wipe. So
Yeah, the bones were ambush heavy, and they had like damage poison, which that's not a good combination.
I mean, honestly, I completely forgot I had the key. So my first run through, I was just trying to do the non-key chests, and then got wiped like the third time and realized I had key, and eventually found my way to Canal.
So do you want to know what was in Marsh?
Sure.
Massa -2 and the power bonk.
So one of them was in the top right, and one of them was in the third key locked.
I mean,
Sir Linkalot was the only one who managed to get both, so do you remember where it was?
I know Massa was top right, and yeah, I believe Power Bonk was either like from the right, like it would have been the, if you're going, I guess if you're going from the left, it would have been either the second or the. I think it was the one right before Canal.
So that's why you finished an hour ahead of all of us, I think.
that would have helped. I don't.
Yeah, Bonk definitely
Massa,
would have helped.
the Massa didn't really help so much because I grinded on the golems in Earth Cave, and with the way I did it with Nuke, like it got my black belt up to 21 fairly quick, and they only had like 170 and 180 health. So Nuke was one-shotting them, and then my black belt was one-shotting them with the Massa when I had it. But even without that, it's like Nuke was murdering them anyways.
I didn't have Nuke at the time that I got to those iron galls, so I ended up just passing by them. The fact that you had Nuke down there, that was a brilliant move on that trap tile.
Oh, there were iron golems and the rock golems too?
No, not iron golem, the rock one.
Okay, the rock. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was. I thought I got irons.
Yeah, no, with Warp and Nuke, I was just with Red Mage and Black Mage, I did my dive of Earth and I finished it, and that gave my Black Mage just enough levels to have 2 charges of Nuke, but I had like 16 or 17 houses. So I'm just like, I can just go in, spend Nuke charges, Warp, House, keep doing it, and I'll start getting more and more Nuke charges. It's like I can do that till my Black Belt's at 21, and then just down everybody and get the Black Belt up to, I was like, I'll get it to 28 because I still have to do things, so it'll get to 32, and yeah, Seed said you want 42 Black Belt for Topher because Topher is going to be nasty, and trust me, you want this.
I don't think it was that bad.
I mean, I think any one of us that was able to manipulate that step counter, in the midst of all that, the step counter was crazy. The encounter.
Yeah, I had trouble figuring out the encounter table at all. I think the run was like really deep. There was a long run in there, but I never really manipulated it well.
It was like 3 or 4 in. This kind of thing is actually why I really like just not doing a hard reset before going in, because that way I just naturally had that big run like right in front of me, which means by the time that I hit back to water and air, it was back on it. So
I think the tough thing was that because the overworld and dungeon encounter rates are different. Like the super long run that was on the overworld ended up having extra encounters, so it was a little tougher to figure out exactly where you were. But I agree with Neon Gray that I didn't do hard resets because I knew that the 5 encounters were going to come pretty quick off the hard reset, and just wanted to find the hero run wherever it came up.
Oh, I might add, all 4 of you ended up actually fighting Warmech, and I think I don't think all of you ran away from it, so I think you all managed to take down the giant robot chicken today.
I don't think I got Warmech, but maybe everyone else did.
Some of us chased Warmech down. He didn't want to show up for me, so I went and got him.
So you say that, and the previous challenge seed, about those Warmechs, I wanted revenge, and I got my revenge, thankfully. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Warmechs with max evade, put it like that.
I mean, you soloed black belted a Warmech in this seed. That alone says something.
I mean, that was a pretty baby Warmech.
Hold A and pray. That's what Warmech was.
Yeah, I mean, that
Warmech didn't have much.
so much as the skirmish mech.
I was in that like 5 encounter spot of the encounter table when I got to the Bridge of Destiny, so I was kind of hoping for a war mech, but I ended up getting a bunch of what was it, like red hydras instead.
Yeah, I got in like my last fight before Tiamat, and I was like, oh well, I'm not gonna run into him. And then I did, and I'm like, well, clearly I have to punch the robot to death. Did we all take black belts?
Everybody but Jonathan Yoshi. He's the only one that took a fighter.
Nice.
Yeah, I went double thief fighter red mage, and I think I entered Topher around like 23 to 25 on my characters. And I didn't really have too much trouble, other than I lost my red mage before the chaos fight the first time, and then that kind of killed me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick shout out to Greg Lee Puff and him pushing black belts on us in the Duckling flag sets recently. I
was just going to say, I keep telling people, learn the black belt strats. It was the original metagame for a reason.
I mean, sometimes they're not the right tool for the job, but I really do like them on this flag set. People can talk about, oh, fighters really like blur stuff, and it's like, well, the other thing is that, the blur stuff is nice for what it is nice for is getting your thief online. Which, again, I'm really big into having at least one thief. But in terms of your main hitter, the blurst with the other specs means you can dress a thief, outfit a thief or ninja, mostly from shops, and then just avoid boxes to keep your black belt going, and I think they play really nicely together. My times don't really reflect that, but I'm a very lazy player, so.
I completely agree. Like the fact that we had cheap golds and pro rings out in Helmand.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, like I think the black belt was a good play here, because I think I ended up opening like 60 chests or something like that. I think the time saved in not opening chests and not going out of your way to do that, it balances out some of the grind time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, really, is it's a question of, grind or boxes. Boxes or grind.
Well, GG's everybody. As we wrap this up here, does anyone have any last quick final thoughts?
That I don't like having to go to mermaids to get my floater, or to get my airship. I don't like that at all. If you're gonna make me do that, at least put something good in the rest of mermaids. I'm already up there.
Yeah, I agree. Mermaid didn't check anything but like the chests on the way to the key item, but yeah, I remember there not being much.
No, it was all.
Like, I want to know. Like, my only thought is, I want to know what Sir Link-a-Lot did so differently from all of us that like I'm used to losing by like 10 minutes, but a half an hour. I mean, I don't know.
Not having watched it, I'm gonna assume the Moss and the Bonk let him grind up his black belt probably a little earlier.
Well, and he did. I did the Iron Galls too, or the
rock golems. Yeah, that was probably a more efficient grind than certainly what I went with, which was bootstrapping to a nuke charge off the mummies in North Castle, and then I went to beat up worms in Marsh.
Actually, the actual mummies from there was actually a suggestion that both me and my co-con were, debating whether or not any of you would actually do that to get a few early game levels before trying to find a huge grind.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'll keep that in my back pocket, because that'll be useful to at least get myself going. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to mermaids, which means I'm water first, because I had a bad encounter with Lich the first time. Which, let's not talk about that. He's named after the tournament. He deserves to have a good run at least once.
He was pretty beefy.
Lich had high absorb, I think.
Yeah.
That's I didn't have the tools for taking him out. I really shouldn't have not fought him. Like
Yeah.
I spent like 5 minutes hitting him for like 1 and 3 or something, like hoping he would die, but it was pretty sad.
Yeah, it was not. That was not a good idea. I was like, should I warp out or should I keep going? And I'm like, oh, it's only Lich. I'll just keep going.
Like someone asked me earlier about setting out, and I did a comp change. I was originally doing black belt rainbow, or sorry, black belt red mage, black mage. Ended up switching out to black belt rainbow, but harm 4 was another reason for it. Just putting harm 4 against Lich ended up being a lot more important than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that'll do it. I know I lost a lot of time there.
I might add, you were the only one to have access to life from the very beginning.
Yeah, I had to promote to get life too.
Like, I only got life 1. Like, I hit the point where once I got life, I had Invis 2, I had Nuke, I had Brack. Essentially, I just stopped looking at magic and just focused on getting houses and moving around to find incentive items. So I missed out on life 2, and I didn't promote to get temper, which I think might have made chaos a little bit faster. But I ended up needing my entire 4 warrior party for most of it, just because they comped each other very well. I tried to down the black mage for a little bit, and that ended up biting me. So.
Yeah.
Then, if we don't have any more odds, Dwight, you want to take this away?
I have one last final thought. I only grind war mechs in this seed, so I don't know about all these other people if they grind, but I think that was the right strategy. But grind war mechs only.
All right, that sounds good. Grind Warmax only. We're going to leave it at that. On behalf of our broadcast partner, Randomania, big shout outs to my co-commentator, Magus, all of our runners, Jay Scheidel, our awesome tracker, and big shout out to Dark Moon EX, our restreamer. I'm Dwight. Have a good night.